All right, we're live. Let me refresh. Let me get everything set. Make sure we're ready.
We're
And
ready. Let's go.
let's see. Still not showing us yet. We're getting there. I think it should show us now. Let me know in the chat if you see us. Okay, I think we're good. Happy New Year 2018, our first live show. People have missed us. It's been a while.
What's up, guys? Happy New Year. Crazy to think that it's already been 10 days. In,
Oh, I know.
18.
And let's see who's in the chat. So I'm gonna do some shout outs. We have a very important topic today with people having trouble with eBay right now, how they can improve. And we're also giving away 3 gift cards today. 1 Ross, 1 Burlington, 1 Marshalls. Even though it's been a little dead at the stores, save it for a good time.
It's getting back, though, with all the yellow tag sale and stuff like that. We'll talk about my finds. I got some
Oh,
really
there
good.
we go. There we go. Yep, it's coming back. Caroline in the house. Caroline, we better see you when we go to California pretty soon.
For sure.
Aaron, yeah, Aaron, what's up? Lady Reseller, good to see you. Ryan, who else is on here? Josh, T. Walker. Now it's going kind of quick. Derek, Logan. Yeah, it's getting quick. Christine. Yeah, so good to see everybody coming on. Caroline says, "Okay, I'll go."
You better, Caroline.
Zombies, what's up? Well, I was talking to Zombies yesterday about some cleats, Burlington stuff. Not quite dead stock, booming. There we go. So let me know in the comments. Actually, in the chat, let me know first. How are your stores? How is Ross? How is Burlington? Aaron says, "Hi, Greg." That's funny from the post earlier.
Oh, who's Greg? Oh, they called you Greg?
Yeah, some guy sent me an email like, "Yo, Greg, can you send me the spreadsheet?" Well,
All
that was
right, here we
hilarious.
go. Greg.
Yeah, there we go, Greg. So our topic is I asked a poll question earlier. It was probably like 2 weeks ago because I really wanted me and Ken to talk about it and how we can help some people out there. The question was, what are you having trouble with eBay right now? I gave you 5 answer choices. We're going to read the results, and then we're going to talk about each one of them. Each one of them is pretty important, and how you can improve. So the first one was not enough capital to buy fines. That one got 20%. 15% trouble with decision making and research on fines. 19% my eBay store is new and live, but no one is buying anything. 9% shipping still confuses me. And 37%, which was the highest out of this whole thing, I go to stores, but I can't find anything to resell. So pretty good answer choices here. And I was kind of surprised that the overall one that won, well, actually the top struggle, not really winning. But I go to stores and I can't find anything to sell. So we're going to talk about all 5 of them. Let me know. Yeah, let me know in the live chat which one you chose. But going back, everyone says, Ken says my Ross is basically empty. T. Walker, Ross is thin. Zombies, yeah, dead, especially Ross. Not quite dead stock. Marshalls today, $10 cleats. Ross has sucked. Burlington has a few good finds. That was from Tech. Let's see. Howdy, Greg. There we go. Marshalls is cleaned out. Nothing at Ross after Christmas in my area. Caroline still kicking butt on thrift stores and TJ Maxx. So it looks like some mixture of some thrifting in there too. Let me see. Nobody is buying. That's my problem right now. Nick says, "Whoa, Nick, what happened?" Oh, he's live, but I can't see anything. I think we're good. Everyone says,
refresh it.
Yeah, refresh it. Maybe we'll come back. Elliot Wolf says, "Sounds like excuses. Almost 1,000 profit today. Laugh out loud."
Wow. Ballin'.
There we go.
Yellow tags
Um,
are happening now. You're late. Start planning.
yeah, yeah, yellow tags. Actually, I think yellow tags are just starting to roll out in my area, but I think for the most part, most people have already seen yellow tags.
Yeah.
So let us know.
Started. I think they start marking down over the weekend.
Yeah, so double check right now. Maybe even try to go every other day if possible, because I
Oh,
think
for
they're
sure.
starting to
I've
roll
been
that
going
out.
every day. I've been going every day because like they are still trying to transfer things from the regular rack to the clearance rack. I mean, because I noticed it. Like they only have half a rack today. Tomorrow they'd have full rack. The next day they'd have two racks ready. But you gotta get the timing together.
Yeah, I agree on that. And yes, so Caroline, just letting everybody know, Marshalls and TJ Maxx are the ones with the yellow tags right now. So those are the ones you have to focus on. TJ Maxx try to get leftovers from their little holiday experiment where they wanted us to go get shoes. So there might be some left. Go try to see what they have there. In my area, we were pretty much dead. We didn't even get that many shoes to begin with. So
Yeah, mine was all overpriced. I picked up one shoe out of all the shoes I've seen.
oh, okay. And that, what about your other finds? Let's hear about Ken's other finds.
Well, I mean, if you guys did follow my story, we experimented, and as you guys know, I'm very heavy on shoes and sports apparel and equipment. We actually went to a TJ Maxx runway. A TJ Maxx runway carries high-end brands like Gucci, Fendi, Kate Spade, your Fry boots and stuff like that. But basically, just more a designer brand, but it's mostly for women. Um, we actually picked up a few Kate Spade dresses, rag and bone dresses. I'm not really expert with it, but when I saw the retail tags, they were over $500, and they were yellow tag between $29 to $49. So there's a huge upside on it, and just doing your research. Some didn't have any complete listings. I understand because a lot of them were like sleeveless dress. Maybe because of my area, it's been cold. Nobody wants to buy it. So I took the gamble on it, but I really picked up a lot of high end jackets, like diesel jackets that retail for $400. I picked up some high end Jordan jackets that retail for like $300. I got it for 50. And also my biggest score really was the Nike Destroyer jacket.
There we
You want to tell me
go.
about that?
Yes, go
See that?
ahead. I saw the
So
picture.
yeah, they had it for $69. So
Nice.
that was a personal cop for me. I've always wanted to see one, but I've seen them at 150, and this time I've seen it. And the crazy thing about it is like this jacket didn't have the original tag, so I was like, oh, I can't sell this. It doesn't have a tag. I have to keep it.
Oh, doesn't have the original tag. I guess I'm just gonna have to keep this.
Yep, I
I
have
mean, I
to
didn't
keep it.
want to, but
Right, like I can't sell this without tags. My store is new with tags.
I know that happens to the best of us. Some of us, it's a little worse than others because once you start getting high in your own supply, uh, yeah,
Oh,
you're
you
like,
gotta check yourself in sometimes at the rehab. I do that every month and just like go through everything. It's like I don't need this. I don't need this. Sell, 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 sell.
yep, yep, it happens. Oh man! And Caroline said that today it's 80 degrees, clear skies.
Wow, can't wait
That's
to
gonna,
get there.
that's gonna be a huge difference, especially for you. What is it right now for you?
Um, it is. Let me see. It's 50 degrees, 58.
Oh, I thought it was like super
That's
cold.
crazy. No, last week it was teens. It was like 12, 13, 14, and then you even went to single digit last week.
Oh, well, now
This
it
is gonna
sounds like
make
you're
me
good.
sick now.
Yeah. You've been listing in the apartment. You haven't seen daylight. So you're like, what's going on?
Yeah, like I just have like all this bright lights. I don't even know what day it is.
And everyone
We've been
else.
doing packing. We've been doing a lot of pre-packing, and also going back to our listings and taking photos of our items that we thought that was substandard.
Oh, okay. Very nice. Looking at the chat, Noelle is here. Lister
What's
Sisters.
up? Is that
Bonafide
Noel
Hustler
or?
is here. Well, it says Noel's here also. My buddy Nacho is here. He put a face, smiley face. Zombies, what are eBay sales been going for you, Glenn? They've been okay. I think merch by Amazon right now though has been booming. I'm on track, back on track to like the 4,000 to 5,000 months. So I'm happy about merch. eBay a little slow. It's been like off and on here and there. I think yesterday I sold like 2 jerseys. The day before that I sold like 2 cleats. So it's been okay, I guess. But merch I've been more excited on what's going on right now. Let's see. Terrence Thomas, what's up? Good to see you here. Ryan, Richard. All right, let's get into our conversation. What are you having trouble with eBay right now? Let's start off with the first one. And not enough capital to buy fines, which got 20%. You want to start off first with not having enough capital?
Yeah, I mean, I think I can share my story on how I started my eBay. To cut it, I mean, let's just do the shorter version. But the shorter version really was I basically raided our apartment. We sold everything that we didn't need. So I was basically left with, uh, like I collected shoes. So that was probably one of the things that I had to let go. But I actually came up with $500 out of everything that I sold between me and my wife. Actually, me and my wife, she sold some of her shoes. I sold some of my shoes. Sold some of my dress shirts. I pretty much, we sold. We actually sold her iPad Mini.
Oh, okay.
We actually sold her iPad Mini that we occasionally use. It wasn't necessary. I just remember about that. That's funny. But we just cut down on all our bills. So that was the biggest thing. And I drove for Uber to bring in capital, because not really you're only thinking about capital. It's you have to think what can you reinvest back to your business, right? I think that's the biggest part of it, because once you have $500, the problem is if everything sells and if I'm gonna use everything to pay my bills, then I'm gonna be left with zero. So I made it to a point that I drove for Uber for the first 2 months to pay all our bills from my Uber money. And my wife did pick up some side babysitting jobs so that we won't touch the $500 we've invested in eBay and just continually reinvesting it back. But yeah, that's you have to find means and ways, um, which is going to be sacrificed for our end. That's how we were able to do that. Or you could borrow money from your parents or from other people.
Yeah, we don't want them
What
holding
do you
that
think?
against you, but it could happen. But I do like what Ken was saying. Uh, you definitely got to start off with the stuff that you don't use, that you have, that you know is worth money. In that case, the iPad was worth money. They knew they could sell it. You get some money for that. Now we have some money to work with. So the iPad there. Another thing you can do is like, what about old video game systems?
Right.
Xbox. Let's say
Xbox.
like Xbox 360, PS3. Now you're not going to get a lot of money. We know that. But if you're not using it, find ways. Maybe you can sell it locally. Pawn shop, you're definitely not going to get a lot there, but maybe bundle it with games and try to sell it there. Stuff you're not really
Some
using.
hats, hats,
Yeah,
t-shirts.
laptops, like so Elliot said right here, laptops. That's good.
Yeah. Really, like
Things.
it's a matter of just being creative. Somebody said, isn't it hard to profit on Uber? I was being smart when I drove Uber. I didn't drove all day. I drove at night when everybody was trying to go out and when everybody was trying to go home. So I drove about 20 to 25 hours every weekend, and I made $400. After, I mean, that's what I got from Uber. So plus the tips that you get. So I was kind of like clearing 400 to $500 a month, which was able a weekend. So which was able to pay for our daily expenses.
Yeah, good. That's a good feedback there. We're gonna get back to what Frankie just asked right now. Mr. Halfapino is in the house.
What's up? What's up, Mister Havapino?
Jeff is in the house.
Jeff, what up, Jeff?
There we go. Jeff says easiest way to start is to look up things you already own. It has some resale value, then you can sell it. And also helps you do your research for eBay, because that was one of our next one, which was trouble decision making on research on finds. So that will help you get used to the app, get used to research something. What do the completed listings look like? So that'll help you just going around the house. You're not pressured at the store to buy something right away. So that's a good thing there.
Yeah, that's a practice too. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the biggest practice, and it's not a costly mistake if you make a mistake, right? Like if you undersold something or if you don't make money on something, sell it. You know, like I've seen people sell iPhone empty boxes for 20 something dollars, 20 plus shipping. I mean, you know, that's just really being creative. Everybody has a cell phone box laying around. To some people, that's valuable because they're gonna pair it to resell. I mean, I've seen people sell Jordan boxes.
Yeah, I've seen that
You
too.
know, yeah. So just the creativity part of just staring at your own apartment or your house and what can you sell.
Yep, totally agree on that. And Don Hustle, what's up? Um, let me see. Let me go back. I think
And
someone had
also
a comment.
one suggestion, Glenn. You know how people donate items. You know, they
Mhm.
have other items that they want to get rid of. You can actually contact your friends or your family members and say like, "Hey, do you have any used clothing or items that you want to donate to Goodwill? uh, can I just have it instead of donating it to them, or I can just get rid of it and you pick it up for them instead of them taking it to a donation area. You take care of it, and then you basically get things for free. So I've heard stories like that. So that's just being creative. I mean, that costs you zero capital, really.
Yeah, I'm like, don't worry, I'll pick it up from you. I'll go take it. And then once you get in the car, you're like, let me see what you
Resell it. Yeah,
do. Let me do the research.
pine
Uh,
cones. See, I've seen people sell wine corks on eBay.
oh yeah, I've seen that too. I've seen the pine cones. I've seen that for sure. Yeah, I've seen both. No messing around.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I think that's really really good for the first one to find capital. Start off with your house, then move on. Mistakes are going to happen. So if you are doing the research, like we said, you can look that up, then you're better doing that. I mean, mistakes are going to happen no matter what, especially in the beginning of reselling. Going back, okay, so let's go to the next one. With decision making and research on fines. That was 15%
Mhm.
of people. What do you think about decision making research? I mean, they're kind of two different things
Right.
because I've gotten both, right? Like someone has done the research and they're like, well, what do you think about this? And they ask me. And then I also get the people that don't
So
want to make a decision. They haven't done the research and they message me, Glenn, what
should
do you
I buy
think about
this?
this find?
Should I buy this?
Yeah.
Just a
Yeah.
good item to sell. And
Yeah.
I mean, really, number one step for that is doing the research. One thing that if you're really trying to get into this, I mean, as much as we want to help, you have to stand up on your own because if you rely on us, like what if there's a deal right in front of you that you have to take it, you buy it or not, and then you have to rely on other people, right? I mean, of course you're gonna have difficulty. I mean, a lot of people say I'm having a hard time, right? Everybody say I'm having a hard time. Well, let me tell you, it's supposed to be hard. If it's easy, we'd be a millionaire right now. It's plain and simple, right? There is the hard part. The reason why not a lot of people are resellers because it's hard. So if you accept that and if you work around it and learn from it daily, I mean, I've been selling for what, 9 months now, 10 months, and I still feel like I don't know anything. I still have to research everything, and that's what the kind of mentality you have to do when you're trying to do this. Decisions are gonna be hard because you haven't done enough research. If you haven't done enough research, it's gonna take practice, and then along the way, decisions gonna get easier, and then different challenges come up. So it's part of the journey, as I would call it.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. That's part of the game. You do more research into it if you're not comfortable yet on, making that decision on it, then go again, check it again, feel more confident about it. But your instinct also will be like, you know what? I'm ready to pull the trigger on this item. I feel good about it. I'm gonna buy it, and now I'm gonna list it as soon as I can. And Bobby's right. The market is always changing. That's one of the reasons why Hustleby just said that he still does the research on it, even if he's somewhat maybe already felt comfortable on it before. Double check: has it gone up? Has it gone down? Are you paying too much? Are you paying a good amount to make money on it? So you have to you'll feel comfortable after you've really done the research on it, and you're not really going to have to rely on me, Ken, or anybody else out there to make that decision. Be like, hey, grandma, what do you think about this find?
And also, like, I mean, we kind of show it in our hustle too. Like our finds, we find stuff there that we're buying that are bad buys, and
Yeah.
it's okay. And and bad buys are actually not that bad if you learn from it, because now we know that to stay away from fatals.
Yeah, we know now.
Right, and now we learned it. So for me, it's just I my dad always tell me, when you make a mistake, even if it costs you, he calls it charge to experience.
Yeah. And the
No,
best part with the store is you can return it if needed.
100%.
So
Yeah, but we were just too prideful not to return fatals.
look at this guy. Imagine like TMZ's right there watching you return fatals. Look at this guy returning fatals. Who does he think he is? Oh man, I've been hilarious. I didn't answer a question. I think Nick asked about what are the yellow tags. So yellow tag, we're going like TJ Maxx, Marshalls. Something goes on sale, it goes on red tag. It'll probably go on red tag again, and then the yellow tag comes around, which more than likely means final sale. Not all the time, but most of the time, it's like final sale. Here's a yellow tag, and then most of the time, it's really really good price, like really really below what they had it before. Like they should have just started off from that to begin with.
Right.
Let me see. Let me see where we're at. What about Becky Joe's question? Do you have zero? Well, have feedback about listings that might get flagged for Vero? What do you think about that?
Vero. So these are items that I forgot what the acronym is, but these are items that you're not supposed, or names that you're not supposed to use in your listings.
Like onesie?
Well, onesie. One of the things too is like, I use Gucci collar. It was red. The Gucci colorway. I
Green?
used it on
Yeah.
the Jordans. He got taken down because of Vero violation, and a lot of people's listings get taken down for using photos from other websites. So, for example, 10K on the Bay, he made an example that he was selling a KitchenAid mixer, that he actually downloaded the photos from their website, and then the listing got taken down. So that's one of the main reasons why I don't use stock photo too.
Oh, okay. So stock photo part, and then the word part, which yes, Sarah, SJR's Velcro
Velcro,
is one
yeah.
of those words too. So you got to be careful when you're using those type of
Yeah, and then
words on
you
a
can
listing.
search it up too. You can search it up on eBay.
Okay.
As
Yeah. There we go. There. So answer those questions. We answered the research on fines. Let's go to the next one. My eBay store is new and live, but no one is buying, and that's 19% of people. Here's my take on that. If you're new, no and live, but no one is buying. So a couple of people have emailed me. Well, they email me regularly on like, hey, can you take a look at my store? What do you think about this? What I figured out is that most of the time, there's like the same issues that are going on, I think, with like a lot of the new accounts. Number one, definitely not enough photos. Like when I've looked at these store reviews, I'm like, man, 3 photos, 4 photos, and they're always like in a weird camera angle or like a weird view, like shoes on top of like dirty underwear on top of my bed. Like,
Let me comment on that. There's a reason why Nike takes photos of their shoes in a certain way. That's just a perfect example. Go to shoe websites and see how they're selling it, and just model off of that.
yeah, I mean I mean, how do you want to view the photo? How would you want your customer to view your photos to make sure it sells? Your main thing is like you want them to buy. So when they see it, like, okay, cool. I like I can see the original tag. I can see the bottoms. I can see they're not dirty. They're not, or if they are used, what kind of like little maybe like scratches or dirty areas can I see on these shoes that I'm looking at. You want the lighting to be good. You can use natural light. You don't have to go and buy a bunch of equipment and be like an eBay baller. You don't need any of that stuff. But you want to make sure you have plenty of photos. Like I like to do 10 to 12. 10 is like my least.
Mm-hmm.
Just get different angles. I mean, it's not going to hurt you. It's definitely not going to hurt them.
Yep.
They get to see as much angles as possible.
And one thing to add too, if you're adding that much photos, and buyers cannot try to get one on you because they kind of say like, oh, this is torn on this side, torn on that side. There's a stain because if you took all that photos, if you have 10 to 12 photos, that means you've covered the whole shoe. As far as inauthentic claims, uh, stains, flaws, it can be seen there. It's happened to me a few times. People told me, "Oh, these are sustained," da da da, and I send them a screenshot of the actual listing. Here's the photo. There was no stain there, and then they actually hush up because there were just probably people that are trying to do a switcheroo, trying to send you their defective product, exact model, exact size, but try to blame it on you. So that simple step of taking more photos will actually save you headache in the longer run.
Yeah, I think that might have happened a long time ago. When I sold some shoes, someone was claiming there was like a huge like scratch or a mark or something on the side,
Uh-huh.
but I had all angles. I mean, I even had the insides and outsides. You can see all of it, and it clearly wasn't even there. So I was like, yeah, they tried to do like their used shoe compared to my used shoe because I think it was a Plato's Closet shoe that I ended up selling, and it clearly wasn't even the same. I mean, it didn't even look like the same one that I even sent back. So that kind of saved me there, at least having some clear, clean photos with lighting and all of that. That does look good. Remember, natural light, or if you want to buy some lighting, so that
and
helps.
and also too, a lot of our phones are capable of that already. Having a clear photo, just be well lighted. I just when I started, I just used my desk lamp, and then I just bought the white lights, the 5,000. It was like $20 investment, and then I had white bright photos. So that's all you can do. And then I even took pictures outside. Just be more resourceful when it comes to that because when you say you don't have a lighting kit, that's just an excuse to me.
There we go. And I think, I mean, you hit it good on the smartphone thing because, well, I mean, most of us have smartphones anyway. We're not going back in time with like the old school
Right.
Nokias where you can only play Snake. You
Right.
can't do anything else. Some people are probably like, "What? That existed? Just one game, Snake?" Yes, it was horrible. Let me see. So yeah, we talked about the photos. The next thing is feedback. Like feedback is extremely important, and people are like, "No one's buying. I have zero feedback." I mean, your customer has to trust you.
Right.
If they notice that you're a good buyer and seller, this will definitely help. And I think that it's also important when you're also selling on eBay, you're just starting out, that you also learn how to buy correctly. Because if you learn how to buy correctly, you know how someone can ship something to you.
Right.
How many days does it usually take for something to come in? What did they put that in? Like learning from another store, because you're buying something, even if it's cheap, you learn how to buy before you can sell. If that made sense.
Yeah, that's pretty good idea. I've never thought about that. But if you are trying to sell on a certain niche or genre or category, that would be something good. Buy something from that seller. More medium size seller or has more feedback, and trying to see how it comes to you, and you can learn from it. So that's actually a good suggestion. I wish I did that. That would have cut down a lot of trial and errors for me because I can model it from other people.
And I think buying and selling both are equally as important. I think someone had asked, well, what if they go through my feedback and they just saw that I bought a whole bunch of items and I'm just a good buyer, but I haven't really sold anything? And I was pretty much telling them, I mean, you have to do both. I wouldn't just go out and just buy a bunch of stuff. That's not really going to help you also with the money. But I will also say, okay, well, let's sell some cheaper items first. We don't have to go straight into Jordans and Kobe's and other stuff that we find that's expensive.
Yep.
Let's start off with some, cheaper items, and then also we can buy cheaper items and do both to
Trust.
build it up.
Yeah. Gaining trust. Like nobody's gonna buy a $400 shoe from a seller that doesn't have a feedback. So the perfect way really is going, selling. I mean, when I started, I sold lollipops. Like for $10, I sold socks. I sold
Wait,
goggles.
lollipops for $10?
Yes, I don't have one. I sold them out already. I actually sold it for 11.50 plus shipping.
What are these like monster lollipops or what are they
No,
like?
it had like a case. It had like you've seen them in Burlington.
Oh, okay, so they have like a
Yeah, those
superhero head or
yeah,
something.
superhero head. Like they were like $2.99 or $3.99. And I was like I had like 50 of them at one point, and I just like I think over the Christmas I just ran out of them. I didn't restock anymore. I was like it was just worth it. But it did help me get a lot of feedback because like moms were commenting, "Oh, my kids love it" and stuff like that. And usually if they buy two, I'll sneak in another one. You're not trying to like, oh, this seller is great, and then they comment. And then when I sold shoes before, I'd put like brand new socks in there. It's like some socks that would cost me $5. I mean, Ross $4, $2, and stuff like that. So that will like entice the customer to leave feedback. So those are the things that you can do. But besides that, you can't really control it anymore.
Yeah, you're pretty much over delivering at that point because you're
Yep.
like, oh hey, now I got some new socks to put on
Mhm.
before I put on these shoes. So that could definitely help.
Mhm.
Stephanie also was saying about the putting in a note, and I've also told people about the note or like a small business card.
Right,
That
right.
also helps, but maybe it won't do it. Some
Well,
people just ignore it. But I think as long as you're trying, you're putting in that
right.
extra effort.
Yeah,
I
you're
think it will.
covering
Some
all
will
the
convert.
covering all the possibilities, right? Because we can only control so much. Note, I do the note, I do over deliver, I do extra, I get the packaging better because who knows if it was the note that made the buyer leave a feedback. If you didn't do it, that would have been one feedback less.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and
and
all of them
also
matter.
take note the amount of buyers that are gonna leave feedback, it's only between 20 to 30%. So if you only sold 10 and you're complaining that you don't have 10 feedbacks, you're wrong. Because, I mean, for example, I've sold 1,800, I did 1,800 transaction and I only have 500 feedback.
Yeah, not all of them. Yeah,
So,
it's
yeah, yeah. So you gotta push more transactions and not get too caught up with that one.
yeah. And someone asked, well, what if they're mad at you if they get your item? And I think your card would just have to say something like, thank you for your purchase, but if you ever have any issues, please contact me before leaving negative feedback
Yeah, yeah.
or
My my, my,
something like that.
my
Just
thing says uh I don't have it here, but it says that we strive for 100%. We strive to get 100% customer satisfaction, and if there's anything with this order, please give us a chance to correct it.
yeah, and not really like you're not really begging or telling them,
Yeah,
hey,
it's not like
here's your
hey,
shoes, go leave me some feedback.
yeah, that will leave a bad taste on the customer because you're pushing them towards it. But just give it at least it's kind of like a last ditch effort before they put negative feedback on you.
Yeah. So that I think that one is a good one. Well, we talked about what pictures. We talked about feedback. I know there was another one that someone. I think the other one I'd probably say is returns. You don't have to do free shipping. Not everybody does. You don't have to do that.
Right.
But returns, eBay is going to make you do it anyway, some
Right.
way, somehow. They always favor the buyer. I know that's a problem, especially for a lot of the sellers that sometimes there are some bad buyers out there. But they're gonna make you do it. You might as well do the free, the free returns. You're gonna accept the returns, and that will also help you gain and boost up to the top rated status, which is what
Yep.
you want to do anyway. So you can save more money in the long run on fees and all of that.
Yep. Yeah. The getting to a top rated, accepting returns to get to a top rated seller is so much worth it, because now you're talking about 1% saving in fees. That's a lot when you get up there already. And in returns, it's not like, it's not. I mean, you're if you're doing free shipping, you're only losing the shipping cost, right? And if other ways to combat it is I start doing restocking fee. You can put restocking fee just to kind of like deter people that wants to return it, just for, just like they just want to try it and stuff like that. You can put that. And if they're mad about the restocking fee, you can waive the restocking fee too. Restocking fee, no problem. And so, free returns. I mean, if you're trying to run a business, especially here in America, every store accepts returns besides thrift stores. But
Yeah.
yeah, you're better off getting a return, because at the end of the day, like I had one customer that when I before I didn't do free returns, she just went off on me and da da da, and then that's just not worth it, right? Just get, it's not like you're not getting the item back anyway, and consider it as cost of business, and returns can be written off in your taxes too, so you don't have to worry about it. I mean, it's just one little thing that you have to do. Do it, then you're gonna have more headache.
Yeah, and that's part of the business. I mean, you're not going to go undefeated. You're not going to you win every single one as far as like your sales go. You will lose some out there,
Mhm.
and that's just part of being a seller. Now, if you didn't take any risks and you don't want to make any money, then you wouldn't be selling.
Mhm.
So you're putting yourself out there. But most of the time, if you're doing the business right, you know what you're doing, you're winning.
Mhm. Yep.
But once in a while, you'll have some losses that come by. So it
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah,
So
because the
those,
worst
yeah,
thing that can happen, the worst thing could happen is they will claim inauthentic,
yeah,
and you will have to forced to accept it, and that's a ding on you, and that's a more headache.
yeah,
Because I mean, buyers are tricky. Like, oh, this guy doesn't accept return, then they'll just open a inauthentic claim on you,
yeah,
and that could put your account in jeopardy.
yeah. Oh man, I have to. I already have to put the band hammer. It's a new year. All right. So I was like, oh man, already have to start it. Okay. Let me
Man, I can't
go.
even ban. I'm not admin, Glenn.
Oh, you're not an admin. Okay, let me see.
Nope.
Oh man, now I can't even. Now you know what I'm doing. You see? Now just.
So let me just
Okay.
answer a few questions here.
Okay.
They said, how often do I replace my printer ink? I buy a replacement ink. I use a $30 HP printer. I buy this, and this is just from Amazon, and then I get two refill cartridges on this, and I've only had to buy four of this. Still, so that's basically eight cartridges total, and this is still brand new. This is just my safety net. So I basically only used six cartridge, and it cost me $6 a cartridge. So it was nothing, and it's office expense. You can write it off.
There we go. Talking ink.
Yep.
We should just talk ink for the rest of this. What
What
is that brand
brand?
again, Ken?
It's called Free Sub.
There we go.
That's a dope dolphin logo.
Oh yeah.
My printer, it's HP. I forgot. It takes 61 XL. So it's HP 1912, something like that. It's the cheapest printer. You can go to Amazon and type HP printer, and then just go low to high. That's what I did when I bought it. I basically paid 29.99 for my printer,
Okay. There
and
we go.
it's work. Yeah, it's the HP 1000 series.
Learn something new every day.
Yep. What printer do you use?
I have an HP NV 5540. I don't know. It's not really like the greatest thing in the world, but I use it for FBA. So it
Uh,
helps me do the labels. So that helps to kind of do both for like eBay and FBA. So that's kind of why I got that one. But
Yeah.
it's all right.
Yeah. Don't need anything fancy, really.
Yeah. Now, let me see. Caroline, we're gonna get Hustler Hacks t-shirts. I haven't really done anything with t-shirts yet as far as the Hustler Hack stuff, but I do have some giveaways that are gonna happen today when I give away the lanyard gift cards. And of course, we're traveling to California. We will be in San Jose and in Los Angeles. We will be giving away also some Hustler Hacks stuff and gift cards. So sign up, hustlerhacks.com, and click on the link on top right hand corner. So the next one, shipping still confuses me. This was the lowest at 9% of people. What do you think? Well, shipping. Maybe I should have asked like what kind of specifics on shipping, because you can lose money in the very beginning if you're like, hey, free shipping, and then you figure out that shipping ended up being like $25 because those foam posits were extremely heavy, and then now you're like, oh man, what do I do? So I think, yeah, go ahead.
It's the learning curve there too. There will be a learning curve, but I have a basic rule when it comes to shipping. I just stack in $10 for on average from what I pay. I think you pay that too, $10 if you average everything out, because I look into my shipping expense. But really, those are things that you will have trouble with to start with. But at the end of the day, it's part of the learning. If you keep learning, you'll make mistakes. Keep learning, it'll get easier and easier. Like now, to a point, like I'm even considering ordering my own box, like how Nike does it. So instead of resizing it, will it save me more time? So for me, that's me learning it too, right? So just continuous learning on that part. But as far as shipping will concern, I don't know what exactly. Yeah, somebody said I do the same thing, tack in $10. What exactly you guys, as far as shipping would concern?
I think
Let me.
another one that could, I guess another one would be, I mean, you should always use free boxes. You can use the priority boxes unless you want to ship first class. Then you can buy those, um, those poly bags or something that you can ship out. But for the most part, um, don't try to hunt for boxes and stuff. I think you're gonna waste a lot of time doing that. If you have like a resource, like at work, you get free boxes, cool thing like that. I think that's good. But try to get in a process to where you're not having to struggle to find a box. That's gonna take a lot of time. Also
Yeah,
kind of know like, yeah, what item are you selling? What is it gonna fit in? Have those
so
ready.
so what you can do, order one of each priority box on USPS.com. It's free, and then you go figure it out from there. At least you'll see what shapes and size, and and start with that.
Yeah, I think that'll help too, figuring out the box stuff. You're gonna learn more about the I guess how much things are gonna cost, but we have videos on that. Like if you want to watch, Ken has a video on like cutting the boxes. I have a video on cutting the boxes. I also have a video on the first class and figuring out for shipping. So I think there's also some resources out there for free. You can look that up. They'll also help you kind of figure that out. But in the very beginning, it was kind of a weird struggle. When I first started selling on eBay, you couldn't even print the labels from eBay. I just
And
had to go to the post office and tell them I wanted the tracking, which was an extra 75 cents.
why? It was just
That's
how
the
they
way
did
it
it.
was. Yeah.
Man, you're just showing your age now.
Big time showing my age. Yeah, that's the way it was back then. Joining in like eBay in like 2000, 2001, there wasn't even PayPal yet. So you really want to show my age? There wasn't.
You'd have to mail it
You had to send a money order. I know.
back.
The kids are like, "What money order? What is that?" Yeah, money order was no joke. You had to pay for that too. Oh, so a lot has changed for the good.
Good.
Let me see. Yeah, Christine, tracking only started being free for you a few years ago. And then T Walker, oh yeah, no PayPal. Yeah, you wanted to sell stuff on eBay, you got to earn it. This is it wasn't like fun and games like it is for the kids now, like Ken. Let me see. All
And
right,
some,
the last one. What?
dude, the funny thing, some sellers even just had like the Dymo, the wireless printer. They
Mhm.
just print off of cell phone. Like I know a lot of new sellers that just operate through phones and making serious money. I'm like, dude, I don't know how to do that. I still have to rely on the laptop.
Oh man, it's funny. The last one. I go to stores, but I can't find anything to sell. That was the highest one, 37% of our votes. I don't even know where to start on this one. I go to stores, but I can't find anything to sell. Oh man, so well, this has to also go back with the research part.
All right.
You're gonna have
Can
to
we just do
really
a
go.
disclaimer?
What?
Can we do a disclaimer before we move on?
Okay, do a disclaimer.
Okay. What we're gonna say moving forward should not offend anybody or should not take it personally because this is I feel like the most answered asked questions from both of us. Go ahead, Glenn.
What? The go to stores? What
No,
question?
go ahead and answer the question. I did the disclaimer already. Nobody's gonna get offended.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we should be fine then. That's what you're
Yeah.
saying. Josh says I'm offended already. Well, there we go. You're like, I knew it. You're gonna have to really research everything. Like I remember when I was doing FBA and I was like going to like Target and Walmart, I was kind of thinking that same thing. Like, man, what are these people selling if they're doing like retail arbitrage on here? I'm like, I'm looking at stuff. I'm like, I can't really find stuff. But in reality, it was like I would scan something. Okay, cool. And then I would kind of move on to another thing instead of kind of going with like if there was a set of Ninja Turtle toys, I would scan one, I would scan another one. Okay, nothing really. But what about like the villains? What about like these toys? What about these? Even though they're in the same market of the Ninja Turtle toys, some of them still sell, even though I only scanned two of them and those weren't selling. You can kind of look at it in the point if you go to Ross, you scan or you look up a couple of Kobe's, those aren't really selling, but maybe the LeBrons that you skipped over are selling, or maybe these cleats that you skipped over are selling, but you didn't do the research on it because you just scanned a couple of Nikes to begin with and you were already discouraged.
No.
And you're like, well, these aren't really selling. Those probably aren't selling. I'll skip over. I'll go to the next one.
I mean, I remembered when I started. I mean, I think if Glenn can still remember it, I was sitting on a parking lot and I was telling Glenn like, "What should I buy?" Da da da. And then basically what I got out of it is like, man, Glenn doesn't know my Nike store, but I have to figure out my Nike store. So what I did is I spent 2 to 3 hours at a store, whether it was Nike, Ross, or Burlington, maybe for a good full month of just researching. I would leave my house at 8. I would come back at like 9 or 10, and then now that I've gotten better at it, I could do that route from 9 to 3. When it used to take me from 9 to 9, like 12 hours. Like because I was scanning everything, and all of a sudden you're gonna develop a portfolio of lineup of shoes that you know that needs to be under $50. When I see Air Max, anything that's over 70, I couldn't really make money out of it. So that I think will come naturally if you put in the work. Now, if you don't put in the work, if you're just cherry picking and just trying to assume things, now that's when you run into this problem, and all of a sudden you're gonna say, "Oh, I can't find anything. Oh, I can't find anything." I catch myself. Me and Glenn catch ourselves that when we were so hungry at that time, we weren't really scanning for anything. We were just looking for food. All of us, we were just complaining like, "Ah, this store is scrappy. This store is scrappy." But because we weren't really focused on looking at the items, we were focused on when's the next food. So it could happen to all of us.
That's when Out Hustle started to wear and tear us down, and we hadn't eaten anything. And I was like, yeah, we got to eat something. And now, yeah, like your mindset has changed because you're not comfortable, or this has also happened too. And like when people get so tired because you've gone to so many stores, you also have to tell yourself like, okay, I need to take a break. I can come tomorrow, or I can go to a different store tomorrow and do that research. Because yeah, it starts to take its toll, and then you're not really even focused on that anymore. And you have to just keep doing the research on these items. Like Ken said, you're gonna figure it out, and it's gonna get in your head. I've seen these shoes before; they're not really selling that good, but here's a new colorway. Maybe this one's selling good. So you can do that type of stuff. And I get a lot of questions too, like, Glenn, what should I look for in my area? Now that's
Right.
different because we're all in different areas. Like I don't know what stores you have.
We'll tell you when we get there.
Yeah, out hustled. We're gonna have to get there first to let you know what kind of stores are out there. I don't know what stores you have. Even if you go to the outlet, I don't know what shoes are there. So if I tell you, hey, go look for cleats, you might not even have cleats in your area, and you're like, well, I looked for cleats and I didn't find any.
Dude, that was funny because Carlos is in Florida and he's finding cleats, and then I'm out here. He's like, go to your Marshalls. I've seen cleats. I go to Marshalls, zero cleats, all winter boots. Because it makes sense. It's all winter here. Nobody's gonna play outdoor sports here. It's all gonna be winter and ski equipment.
Yeah.
So you have to consider that different areas, different variety. I mean, Glenn has found all the Pharrell jackets, while I found zero Pharrell jackets. Glenn has found like destroyer jackets, and I only found one. I can believe it. After 10 months, I found one.
Yeah.
See that coincidence? I'm hustling as hard as I can and still could not find what Glenn finds. That's because we're in a different area.
Yep, it's totally different. And one last thing, part of that one. So if you're familiar with retail ARB and FBA, and part of the green room and all of that. So Jameson, you might have seen him. He has glasses, and he used to do this thing with Target with FBA. He used to literally go to the toy. He would handle it by section. He would go every single day, go to a different section of the store, and he would research. And he had a notebook where he would write down what item it was and how much it was selling for on FBA. And that would give him like a clue, like, okay, well, this one's kind of doing good this time. I can look at it again. Imagine section by section. If you did that with Ross, Burlington, Marshalls, you really studied it, you could really, really do some damage. Because then now you're probably going to expand. If you really want to expand into like women's wear and things like that, maybe you didn't really know too much before, maybe you can learn more and more about it just from doing the research and putting in the time and the effort. Really what it comes down to.
Yep, 100%.
So we handled all 5 pretty good too, and this show went by pretty quick.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I'll review them one last time just to say what they were. What are you having trouble with on eBay right now? 20% not enough capital to buy finds. 15% trouble with decision making and research on finds. 19% my eBay store is new and live, but no one is buying. 9% shipping still confuses me. And 37% I go to stores but can't find anything to sell. So that was all of them. And now that we're winding down, let's get into the giveaways. New year, new giveaways. So I was thinking about it. Like, what kind of questions can I ask? What kind of questions can I ask?
Oh, I know one. I know already
that are beneficial. Well, you have a good question. Maybe we have to throw in a bonus one.
Okay.
So hey, Lordale, don't leave. You could win a giveaway.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, everybody hang out. I mean, we're so about done.
All right. I wanted to do one for Ross, one for Burlington, and one for Marshalls. Now I have a question that makes sense that will help you for all 3 of them. Let me start off with the Marshalls. So you have to answer the question. The first one to get it right.
Okay, I'll watch.
Will win. Okay. This is a Ross $25 gift card. And go out and get it lanyard, which there's some rumors out there that if you use this lanyard and you take it with you to any store, fines all of a sudden pop up. So you're definitely going to want one of these. All right, first question. Let me get this live chat ready. Since my birthday is coming up, and someone had asked how old am I, I'm gonna be 32 years old on Sunday.
Ah, dang it! That was my question.
Oh, no. How old is he? Yeah, so I'm gonna be 32 years old on Sunday. Ross, right? $25 gift card. What day and how old must I be to receive 10% off discount at Ross every single week? How old must I be and what day? Hustleby put his answer on there. Oh, Lisa, thank you. $5. Okay, some people are putting ages, but what day? You have to do both. What's your age and what day? All right, we got one on there. It went by quick, but I saw it on here. Tommy, so he put Tuesday and 55. That's what
Wow.
I was looking for. Oh,
Fif-
SJR's actually put 55 in Tuesday. Was that
who,
the first one?
who did? Let me see.
Yeah, because we needed both answers.
Yeah, SJR. Yeah, SJR did it. You won, SJR.
SJR's was the first one? Because
Yeah,
it went quick, and I was like, oh, man.
55 Tuesday. Yeah, SJR won.
Okay. So 55, you have to be 55 or older. And on Tuesday, you'll get the 10% off. Because some people didn't notice this or notice that either. I guess that you can get a discount at Ross. There are ways to get discounts.
Yeah.
So you can take someone older with you.
Yeah,
Unless you're already 55, then cool. You'll get your discount.
yeah, that's why I'm excited when I'm going to hustle with Glenn.
Yeah.
Few more years.
There you go.
Then I'd be supposed with Glenn all the time.
Yeah. Sorry, Tommy. I thought it was you, but you can still win the next one. That's SJR you won. Contact me. I think I have your info. Maybe. Let me see. Okay, let me go back because someone said they thought it was Tommy. I think it was SJRist. Yeah, his came first. Okay, so SJR is 55. The next question. This is Burlington gift card. Burlington. This is actually kind of funny, but this has to go with research. Now, you guys remember the purple mercurial vapors?
Yeah.
What is the style code on that shoe?
Crap. I know all about it.
I mean, we do know the style. I mean, we need the style code, right?
Style code, right?
In order to do the research. I mean, what is it? Man, this is a tough question. The chat's going a little slow.
Everybody's checking it comes now.
Alan, $5. I appreciate that for the live chat. Keep up the keep up the content. Thank you.
My computer's been working slow.
Let's see. Cho, no. Can we have a hint? No. We have to find. They're purple and they are mercurial vapors.
Can I win? Can I win? My head hurts.
My head hurts. Oh man.
Justin, I think got it.
Justin 831-958-585. You are correct. Justin, you have won the gift card.
I would have won if I was there. So I was on top of it.
So there we go. We got that one. Let me send you that gift card. Please contact me, email me. hustlerhacks1@gmail.com. Our last question for the day. $25 gift card. Now this one is going to be for Marshall's, TJ Maxx. Now, during Christmas time, they played an experiment on us. They put us in the cage and see if we can find the cheese. And like, hey, I wonder if they like these type of shoes. Now, if you noticed, there was like Jordans, Kobe's, LeBron's. That were kind of like the only kind of shoe that we got. We didn't get anything else out there from TJ Maxx. Like we didn't see cleats, any of that stuff. Now, if you guys remember the Kobe 9s, they were like an orangey colorway. Do you know what that official title of that colorway was? Kobe 9 Elite what? It had a name to it.
What colorway was it again?
It was orangey with like some green and brown highlights. It had a name. It was Kobe 9 Elite something. No, no. Orange cream, no. Snake, no. Orange tang, no. No. Elite pumpkins, no. No, no. $25 gift card on the line.
What?
On the inside of the tag, they have a name to them.
Right.
Colombian Kid 1990 says strategy. You are correct.
Strategy.
They are the Kobe 9 Elite strategies. So you have won. Please contact me for your $25 Marshall's gift card. These were a little tricky.
Yeah, it was tricky.
You're like, damn these questions. I think that's what someone put on there. So yeah, a little tricky. A baby, lame. Oh man. So Josh, this is fun. I know. So hopefully you guys like the questions. I'm gonna give you guys the gift cards and you get a lanyard. But next week, Wednesday, beat the bee.
Yes, sir.
Someone is gonna win or can win $100. And they're choosing too. Like if they want Burlington, they want Ross, cool. You pick.
$100.
$100 if they beat the bee. I mean, that's a huge deal. You're beating the bee. You pick whatever money amount you want on those gift cards. So that's a huge deal. So next week, beat the bee. And if beat the bee goes well, then maybe we'll see this every 2 weeks. But remember, if this person cannot beat Ken, then the $100 will go on to the following
Whoa.
week. And that person has an opportunity to win more money.
I'm gonna defeat everybody. It's gonna be $1,000 but before somebody beat me.
This guy's trying to go undefeated out there.
Undefeated.
There we go. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty awesome. Now, what I also wanted to tell everybody is, first off, Happy New Year. Thank you guys are watching. I appreciate it. And we talked about researching and all of that, right? We talked about some new content. Tomorrow is No Edit Thursday. I'm going to go into a Ross with no edits. I'm not going to be like, hey, check out what I found. We're literally going to go through the whole store and try to find what I would go through if I went to Ross to try to find something, how I would go, where I would research, where I would start. At first, I started this. I recorded it, and I was like, let's just see what happens. I ended up being there for like 40-something minutes. So this video is long. I don't know who's going to watch that, the whole thing. But there's definitely some stuff to learn. It's my first one out of this new series. And the camera is a little shaky, but I am going to improve. So the first thing is always rough. And then it just gets better from here on out. So No Edit Thursday, followed by Ross Finds of the Week on Friday. And next week, Beat the Bee. And after that, we're going to Out Hustled in California. So this is like nonstop action.
For sure. And also, just want to make a public announcement. Whoever has bought the reseller live event ticket that used Out Hustled, Glenn actually sent out an email with regarding to our group coaching. So check your email so we can schedule everybody and start that. So if you guys could follow me on Instagram at the Hustlebee, I'll definitely appreciate it. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. Can't wait for Beat the Bee contest next week because I'm gonna win.
Look at this guy. He's cocky. We beat the bee. We might have to get like a little championship title or something, like those little toy titles.
Trophy, man. We need a medal every time because I'm gonna be wearing that medal all the time.
Oh man, it'll be hilarious. And remember, we are going to be, you asked for Oregon. We're going to be in Portland in February. We're also going to get that meetup going. And then Kansas City, we have a conference, an event. If you're still interested in that conference and going, that's Reseller Fam. Is it resellerfam.com?
Resellerfam.com.
Okay, we're going to have the conference. We're both doing more of like what are they, not really just like a workshop to really teach you on different things. Merch, I'm gonna do merch by Amazon, and Ken is doing more of the retail ARB, Ross, eBay type stuff. So if you're interested in that, we're also giving away free coaching to be just to start off before you even get to the conference. So that's just part of it. So yeah, I think we're done. We're excited for next week. Beat the bee, and see you guys tomorrow.
Peace.
Yeah. See you guys. Go out and get it.